Hare Krishna seekers, welcome to Puneet's Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Budh, the planet of communication, the ruler of Gemini and Virgo, goes into the sign of Virgo, becomes exalt. Virgo is a very crucial sign for Buddha. It is a sign where Buddha is in its own zodiac sign, it's exalted, and it's in the Mula Trikona also. So, kind of Mercury loves this analytical zodiac sign of Virgo where there is a lot of healing capability. When Mercury goes there, it will have its divine healing touch. People will be able to communicate properly, the information relay will happen in a proper manner. But from 10th of September till 2nd of October, the same Mercury will be retrograde. And when this Mercury is retrograde, this can act slightly destructive. One can cause self-harm. One can be more negative. And because there is a retrograde Jupiter right in front of Mercury, lack of information, or I will say abundance of misinformation, can actually force you to take decisions that will hurt you in the long run, and you will only realize that you have taken the wrong step once Mercury becomes direct. Now, you have to understand that this Buddha, Mercury, in its trine is experiencing Saturn and Mars. Saturn is 5th, Mars is 9th from this Mercury. Which means this Buddha is going to deal with some difficult situation. It has to deal with some practical situations in life. And therefore this Mercury is not an emotional Mercury. This Mercury is right into action. This action is for recovery. This action is for rehabilitation. And this action is to reset everything in the right and proper manner, which is good for society, which is good for everybody. But this means that we will have to address core issues in our life, focus on pain areas, be ready for changes. And if we are rigid, if we are not ready to bend down, if we are not ready to dissolve the ego, and we are ready to just wage a war, then this planetary position may not give you any benefit. Buddha is constantly under direct aspect of Jupiter, which is in the sign of Pisces, in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So definitely, criticism of people will make us think. One who is very receptive of these changes, but is ready to bring changes and is optimistic, will see growth. But if you take that energy and sit with that energy being negative, you will see that instead of growing, it is making you go in a reverse direction, not like a retrograde motion, but actually in a reverse direction. The growth is going less and less and less. A lot of countries will see their finances going haywire, GDP falling, stats not meeting the right direction, because reforms, strong reforms are needed on a global level, national level, social level, and on a personal level. During this time, pray to Bhagavan Narayana. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranam and simply Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya are some of the effective ways by which you can harness the positive vibration of this Mercury, be more creative, and have a sustainable environment in which you can thrive and grow. Virgo is also a zodiac sign which is second from the 5th house. So definitely it talks about prarabdha karma. It talks about necessary duties and responsibilities. And when Buddha goes there, it talks about that the information about your duty and responsibility will come. So once you get to know what is your duty, what is your role, you do it with full capacity. And maybe go an extra mile fulfilling your duty, and you will see the results coming in after the Mercury is moving and inching closer to the Libra. But overall, when a planet becomes exalt, it is good for everybody. Just that you need to have patience, because patience is the key word for this transit. One who is impatient will never see positive things in the next couple of months. An impatient person will make decisions in a hurry, and then you will see that you may have to either reconsider your decision, give apology, face backlashes, or you will have to face heavy losses, penalties, and fines if it's a business related decision. Any change you want to bring in during this time should be done with a lot of precaution, with a plan B, and risk should be avoided. This is a grand reset. Let it also happen on its own. You should just go with the flow and try to take as much as you can from this grand positive move. But be flexible, be ready to accept, be ready to let go. This is a Buddha and Jupiter in the 6-12 axis of the Kal Purush. You will have to let go of few things. One who is not ready to let go of a long-standing desire will never grow out of the problem. So if you really want to grow, you really want to find some positive angle in life, this is what you will have to do. Praying to Mahalakshmi, Lord Ganesha are some of the ways by which you can address your financial problems in your life. Correct the Vastu in your home, in your Kundli if there is any corrections needed. If you have been given those remedies and you're not doing it, try to do it. See the effect, because this is the time when the Prarabdha Karma gets connected with the 12th house, and there can be an exit of negativity, and you need to welcome the positivity. Diwali is also falling just at the final edge of this Buddha transit. So do some puja of Goddess Lakshmi during the time of Deepavali and the Dhan Trayodashi, and you will see that all this vibration will come together into action. And don't think short term, think long term, because whatever actions you will take now will have a long lasting consequences. Let's understand for each ascendant how this transit is going to behave. Now this is a Vedic astrology analysis for those who don't know. So you will have to go as per your date of birth, time and place of birth. This is as per ascendant, but you can also watch this for your moon sign. Just that when you're watching for your moon sign, understand whatever I am saying at a more emotional and mental level, because physical results are seen from ascendant, whereas perception of result or what you believe and what you see is seen from the moon sign. But you can watch the analysis for both. Also subscribe to my channel. Your subscription is really valuable. Subscribe, spread the word of the video by sharing the video on WhatsApp, social media to your friends and family. This will spread the word of Vedic astrology. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and for consultations please drop me an email. Let's begin ascendant wise analysis for Mercury transit in Virgo. Aries ascendant. For you, Mercury will make its move in the 6th house. Now this is an exalted Buddha in your 6th house. The Lord of the 3rd house, which is your initiatives, your capacity to absorb things, to listen, also take things into action, take control of the situation, everything is now connected to 6th house. Which means if you take matters in your own hand, if you take proper initiatives, this will help you get rid of health related issues. This will help you recover from business losses. This will also help you find the right direction in cases of dispute settlements, say court cases. This also helps you guide yourself in the right path, in the right direction, especially if there are problems in business relationships and marriages. One thing you should avoid in this time is trying to initiate a new business partnership, and if you have to, you have to be more practical rather than emotional. Buddha is the natural ruler of 6th house, Virgo. It's a zodiac sign of healing, but it is also a zodiac sign of facing your fear and facing the conflicts, and you cannot run away. From mid-September, Sun will also be in the sign of Virgo. This powerful Buddhaditya Yoga is definitely going to help you to steer towards the path of success, become victorious, and excel in competition in your work area. And this is also a very good time for students who wants to excel in competitive environment. Definitely this is not the time of comfort zone. This is not the time when you will be lethargic, you will procrastinate. So all those things will only become a hurdle in your path to growth and success. Chanting Ganesh mantra, just praying to Bhagwan Ganesha by chanting Ganesh Kavach Om Gam Ganapate Namah. Vakratund Mahakaya Surikoti Samaprabha. Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Getting up early in the morning, helping students. Also helping those small animals who cannot speak for themselves, and giving food to birds, helping people who need your help, who needs support, are some of the ways by which you can also kill your prarabdha karma. This is a direct retrograde and direct Mercury in your 6th house, which means you must take initiatives, otherwise the obstacles in your life will force you to take those steps. Yes, the steps should be baby steps, and you have to be emotionally very strong, and you have to apply all your knowledge and a bit of humor, because a bit of fun will only make your journey a nice one, and you can enjoy. Remember, this is a very good time. This is one of the best time to get rid of loans. If you have to do any remedy, pitra shanti, or any kind of japa to remedy, which acts as a remedy for your horoscope, or if you want to do vastu remedies in your home, this is the right time. Financially also, you will recover from your losses, so you can take matters in your own hand. You can take initiatives that can bring growth in your business and in your career. But be ready to face the challenges. Results may not come immediately, but eventually you will see that you will turn out victorious. Taurus ascendant. For you, Buddha rules 2nd and 5th house, and this is a Mercurian transit in your 5th house. Definitely, this is a excellent time to take actions, initiatives to bring changes in your life. Excellent time to do some certifications, learn the scriptures, learn a new language, and upskill yourself. Whatever efforts you will put towards bringing change in your career, upskilling yourself, rediscovering new ventures in your business, and trying to restructure your line of business will bring positive results. It's an excellent time for students, and students should chant the Saraswati mantra, Om Am Saraswatyaya Namah, every day early in the morning. This will help them to study well, to focus well, and will also improve memory. Remember, the brain is a muscle. The more positive vibrations you give to your mind, the more healthy it becomes. Practice affirmations and tell yourself positive thoughts. Second lord is in 5th house, so definitely you will have to take care of your food. If you have food related disorders, you can actually correct with right amount of information. Probably you will be able to find a good dietitian, and you can have a good proper planning done for your meals. Good time for people involved in consulting business, law, finance, management, who are public speakers, who are actors, who uses their power of expression. And also, this is a good time for people involved in trading, speculative analysis, speculative business, but be careful, because Buddha will also be retrograde. That can make you take one wrong decision, that can misfire your and your calculations can fail at that time. So during the time of retrogression, you will have to be extra cautious, because this will make you revisit your plans once again. But otherwise, it's an excellent transit. Also, if you observe that 5th from this Buddha will be Saturn in the sign of Capricorn. So definitely this talks about patience. This talks about taking one step at a time and not doing the multitasking. You may have to do multitasking, but try to be focused on one task at one particular hour of the day, and don't overload yourself. Stress will be your biggest enemy, and binge eating can actually take health for a toss, and this can put you into a situation where lethargy will kick in, and oversleepiness or insomnia can hurt your productivity. A mild awareness, some amount of yoga, good eating, detoxify your body, and talk positive about yourself to yourself, and you will see these positive vibrations will make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Gemini ascendant. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and this Mercury will be in your 4th house. So definitely this is a very powerful time for you. This is the time of enlightenment and empowerment. Family will support you. You will see that you will be able to reconfigure your comfort zone and things will settle. You will see that things are falling down in their right place, provided your horoscopes, Mahadasha and Antardasha is also somehow coming in tune with this Mercury transit. If your Mercury is positive in your birth chart or even neutral, you will see this Buddha transit will bring a lot of success. You will see your projects will give you proper results, proper output. Real estate market will give you some positive boost, positive result. Investment will give you returns. And the lost money or the money that is not coming back to you might see their light, might find a way towards you. Now, this is also the time when you need to pray to Bhagwan Ganesha and Goddess Lakshmi so that the positivity develops in your house, and you can also do some havan or a puja by a learned pandit in your home so that this raises the vibrations of your home. Fourth house is also the house of mother. So while Mercury is retrograde, this may be the duration when the health of the mother can concern you, or a health of a family member can make you slightly worried. But because this is an exalted Mercury and a retrograde planet is there in its own house, this only will give some worry, but this might be a blessing in disguise. So don't worry, this is a very positive transit. This is forming a very strong first lord in the fourth house formation, which in one way is a very strong Raj Yoga. Combine it with the power of Jupiter and the power of Saturn. This Mercury getting the complete aspect of a retrograde Jupiter will give you right direction in your career. It will help you maintain the work-life balance. Just you need to be careful on one angle. A retrograde planet usually puts things to excess. Now, on one side, Jupiter is retrograde in Pisces. On the other side, Mercury will be retrograde in the sign of Virgo. They both are retrograding and aspecting each other. This can create confusion. So if you're confused between 10th of September and 2nd of October, don't take any major decision. Wait for Mercury to go direct, and then once again Mercury will resume its state of exaltation and it will give you positive results. Overall, it's an exceptional time for you. If you're in academics, if you are working from home, if you run an institution, this will be a very positive time, especially for people involved in trading, business, export and import will also see some transformation happening in their career. It's a peaceful time. Make the best use of it. Meditate every day and just chant Ganesh Kavach. Cancer Ascendant. For you, Mercury rules your 12th house and 3rd house. And this Mercury goes in the 3rd house, it gets exalted. So it increases your power to take initiatives, to listen, and to communicate. People who are involved in consulting, who have this business or career associated with speaking, who are into academics, will see great boost during this time of Mercury transit in the sign of Virgo. Now, if you closely observe that this can be a challenging time to address matters in your home, and you will have to be more practical rather than emotional, especially if you have a bad marriage. A good communication can actually resolve the issues in your married life, but provided you are ready to talk in a practical manner and you are ready to change, and it is applicable to both the people. Now, this 3rd house Mercury can also initiate journeys, travels. You need to support your sister, your brother, even your friends. They might need you. This can increase your expenses. So be very careful how you are, spending money during this time. So plan your finance, plan your budget in a way that you are following the path of more reasonable expenses. It's a very good time to bring new changes in your career, to find new avenues in your work, and maybe follow your passion. Try to learn a new language during this time. Third house is the house of communication. So, Mercury can bring more effective communication if you can learn another language. Overall, it will be a positive time, but it will also give you a mixed emotion. One good thing is that Mars in the 11th house is going to give you necessary desire so that you take initiative. Because if you don't have desire, you won't take initiatives. There will be challenging situation in your workplace, in front of your life, and because of that challenges, because of that frustration, you may take some big steps to fulfill your desire, to come out of that job or business or that deal, and then you are there to take more and more challenges and more initiatives. Everything is fine, but don't rush. Don't go full throttle until you know the full picture. Jupiter in the ninth house will support you, but you may have to change your ways. Going in the usual manner might not be helpful. Don't over justify yourself, don't over explain anything, and keep your communication crisp and effective. Overall, this is an exceptionally good time to bring necessary changes in your life and move to the path of positivity. Go to Vishnu temple, go to Ganesha temple and serve the needy, and try to be motivating in your speech. Whenever you see any person who needs motivation, be available. Speak right, speak positive, and universe will guide you. Leo ascendant. Mercury rules your 11th and 2nd house, so it is a powerhouse of finance. 11th house is your wish fulfillment, but also it shows recurring income, your network circle. And if that lord goes in the 2nd house, the Dhana Bhava, also called Kutumbha Bhava, the house that represents your family, the house that represents your wealth, your communication, it's a very, very significant house. And if a planet is exalt there, and you can say it's in his own zodiac sign, you can only expect positive vibrations, growth from business, some auspicious event happening in the family, support from family members, and you will also see that your words will be understood in the right manner, and you will be able to put forward your point of view. Just you will have to be careful when the Buddha is a retrograde, because when Mercury is retro in Virgo, that is the time some confusions can happen. There can be fight for property. Your money can be spent on some other family member when you don't want to spend. So there can be some difficult scenario, but again, once Buddha becomes direct, things will again start falling down in its right place. Overall, if I see the entire period, it's an absolutely positive time for you. But this is the time that is not going to support your spiritual growth. This is the time that will be more financial, more materialistic. This will increase your desire, and this will give you necessary perception that you have the resource. Be careful, because Sun is also in your first house. You might take wrong decision assuming that you have that wealth, assuming that the wealth might come in the future, and that can put you into a risky, bad, tricky situation. Be careful on that part. But if you're confident, if you're taking decisions slowly, if you're planning everything, if you're well thought, well researched, you will be seeing some real financial growth, some good gains, and you might also meet your life partner during this time, provided your horoscope allows. But overall, this shows like a happy, friendly environment where you're also enjoying and cherishing some sweet moments of life. Virgo ascendant. Mercury rules your 10th house, and this Buddha will be in your first house. This couple of months is actually a very strong time to regain what you have lost. Work on your personality, work on your dreams and passion. You really want to target a specific career? This is the time to pursue it in the right manner. Buddha gives you power of analysis, gives you the power of speaking, soft skills, and this lets you express yourself in a very correct manner. This power of Buddha will not only help you run your business efficiently, but will also help you in improvising and adapting to situations in your workplace, and will help you deliver some real good results. If you face challenge, utilize all your might and you will see that you will be able to find a solution. It's a very good time for people who are involved in commerce, finance, banking, all that sector, trading. And this is also the time when you may come out from a health situation by doing proper yoga, because Mercury is what? Information. So, whatever information is required to help you get rid of problems will come towards you. So, what's your role? You should not ignore any information, any analysis, any help that might come your way. You have to be open to all the changes, because if you are rigid, this can create a lot of issues. And only after mid of September, and in fact, the October month is going to be far more effective than the month of August or September with respect to Mercury transit in the sign of Virgo. Now, this is also the time when you will have to think more about your family, work-life balance. You will have to find a right communication with your spouse, with your business partner, with your surroundings. So you might have to work towards your expression, your life energy and your body language. This is also the time to improve your personality. And if you really want to be a celebrity, if you are a brand, this is the time to build that brand and make it more and more stronger. It is also the time when the analytical power will be at its all-time high. So if you want to pursue the field of science, especially if you're a student, and if you really want to follow the path of economics or statistics, this is also going to be helpful in that direction. It's an exceptionally powerful time for you. 7th house Jupiter, 5th house Saturn, and 1st house Mercury is called right ingredient to bring the much needed change that will put you to the path of success. Don't buy property in this time unless you know what you're doing. Focus on hard work. This is the time of karma and not the result. Result may come with a delay, but this is the time when you need to focus on being more and more productive. So lethargy, procrastination will be your biggest enemy. Eat right, eat less, be more active, and be close to nature, and wake up early in the morning and chant Surya Gayatri Mantra and Ganesha Gayatri Mantra, and all these energies, positive vibrations will help you recover from any depression, any bad moments in life. And even if your mindset is negative, pessimistic, this is the time when you can come out of that dark spot in life. It's a golden opportunity. Use it wisely. Libra Ascendant. For you, Mercury rules your 9th and 12th house, and both represents travel, moving into a foreign country, taking care of your health, not testing your luck. Now remember that your axis, the 1-7 axis, has Ketu and Rahu, Ketu being in your 1st house. And there is a retrograde Saturn in your 4th house. With all this formation, when Mercury goes exalt in the 12th house, this is the window where you can recover from your losses that you have been through from past few months, few years. The decisions that you will make, conservative decisions and practical decisions, the decisions that binds you and not sets you completely free, will actually help you recover from financial stress, emotional stress, and it will put things in the right order. But yes, because 12th house is highly transactional, you may have to give up few things. You may have to alter your faith. You may have to change your belief system. So you believe that this work can only be done in this way. But now you will have to be flexible enough to let go of that idea and maybe create a new thinking, a new idea. So you have to be open to expansion. You have to be like, the theory of empty cup. If your cup is full, then there cannot be any more tea. in that cup. You have to be an empty cup to receive the proper blessings of this Buddha transit. It's a very good time for marriage and relationships. You can let go of your differences through proper communication. You can let go of any grievances, any doubt, grudges, and bring more harmony and proper relationships. But being sixth from the seventh house, this can hurt your business because Rahu is in the seventh house. Now, if you really want to expand your business, then overseas, if you want to go out of your local zone, you have to be slightly careful. Don't do it when Mercury is retro, do it when Mercury is direct. Now, observe the power of Sun. Sun rules your 11th house, and Sun is in the 11th house when Mercury goes to Virgo. But then the Surya, the Sun, will go in the 12th and then in the 1st. First, it will go in the 12th and it goes in the Maranakaraka Sthan of the Surya, the 12th house. It shows expense, exile. So it's a good time to invest money in a way that you can go for certification, go for education in a foreign country, you can go for a foreign trip, even a leisure trip. But you will have to be careful about your expenses. And when the Sun goes in the 1st house, which is in the sign of Libra, Sun becomes debilitated and it goes with Ketu. So confidence can be one big question here. So don't try to take new initiatives in a way that it becomes a completely new burden on you, but rather try to rectify an already present error or mistake and use this time as a recovery, because this is the time when the financial recovery can happen, health recovery can happen, lost relations can be amended, and you can once again become one unit. This is the time to reintegrate with yourself, but you will have to let go of negativity. You can say this Mercury transit is a detoxifying transit for you. Scorpio ascendant. For you, Mercury is the agent of transformation. It is a very vital planet because it rules 8th and 11th house. It determines your sudden loss or sudden gain, and therefore it gives you the variety of experiences. It also represents your 11th house, which is fulfillment of wishes. And when this Buddha goes in your 11th house, this talks about wish fulfillment. But when it is retrograde from 10th September till 2nd of October, you may find that you may have to rethink about who your close friends are, whom you can trust, because somebody may backstab you in a karmic way during this time. 8th house also represents a sudden transformation in life. So your source of income can see a major transformation during this time. People involved into research work, deep statistics, forensic analysis will see great boost in this time. You will also see that your expenses might also go haywire, so be very careful while managing your expense. Remember, Mars, which is your ascendant lord, is in the 7th house. So it's a very good time to strike a good business deal, invest in real estate. But taking loans and then doing the work and taking unnecessary burden on yourself will only tax you and will put you into a situation where you won't be able to manage your finances. Also, you will have to take care of your financial papers, taxation, invest properly, and try to secure your life. A help will definitely come from a friend, from a well-wisher, so take that help. If you are egoistic, you won't be able to extract the fruits of this transit, but you will have to be humble. You will have to be ready to work in a difficult situation and environment, and you will see this becomes one of the best time of your life. When 11th Lord goes exalt, when 11th house is powerful, this is the time when you can make things happen. It gives you the power of manifestation, and whatever desire you have in your life, you can manifest in real time during this Mercury transit. Students should be extra careful, especially if you are preparing for examination or competitive examination, especially the medical examination. You must not leave any stone unturned. Go extra mile and study hard, and you will see that you will be able to be more successful, especially people who are involved into the examination of languages who want to move to a foreign country. Career changes are also on the cards, and the stream of career completely can change. Your stream of income can change, and also you can have an extra source of income. So think about bringing more streams of income because the planets are in your favor. But this is also the time not to engage in a fight, not to engage into any debate like situation. Be more humble in your home and have a proper work life environment, and try to take support of your spouse. Overall, if you chant Ganesh Kavach 3 times every day during this entire Mercury transit, this will give you a lot of protection, peace of mind, and will show you the right path, because this is one positive transit for Scorpio ascendant. Sagittarius ascendant. Now for you, it's a golden time. See, in your Kundli, the Kendra 1, 4, 7 and 10 are controlled by Jupiter and Mercury. Jupiter rules 1st and 4th house. Buddha rules 7th and 10th house. Jupiter is in 4th house. It's in its own zodiac sign. Buddha, Mercury, is in the 10th house. It's also in its own zodiac sign. So for you, it is like a golden opportunity when the entire Kendra, lords are in Kendra, in their own respective zodiac sign, and they mutually aspect each other. You know what does it mean? It means the amalgamation of Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha in your life. It's a golden opportunity. You must every day chant Vishnu Sahasranamam. This will bring solution to your long-standing problems. This will bring powerful changes in your home and in your work front. This can give you a break in your career, the positive breakthrough. It can give you a good business opportunity. Now, because Mercury rules your 7th house, it also means that you can start a new line of business, a new work, or a new concept discussion can happen with your family member. It can be with your spouse. Your spouse will have a very strong influence on you. So have a very strong discussion with your life partner. And in case you are unmarried, then in that case, the same thing can be done with a family member, with a good friend, somebody who is close to your heart. And if you're alone, you can talk to yourself. You can talk to the divine, because actually, God is for everybody. Now try to understand the position of Saturn and Mars here. Saturn is in the 2nd house, Mars is in the 6th house, which also means loan repayment will happen during this time. Financial reforms, so you will take necessary steps to bring more and more financial changes in your life. This is a good time to invest in real estate. This is also a good time to think about being more productive, learning something positive that can grow, because this is the time to expand. It's a transit that will give you all the necessary ingredients so that you can touch every section of your life. And this will especially help you understand your parents, and your parents will understand you, and their guidance and your energy will club and will do something wonderful about your life. All other planets will only come together to support you. Even if you are a Sagittarius moon sign, it's an exceptionally positive time for you. Just pray to Bhagwan Mahavishnu, chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 1008 times every day. Just utilize this time to pray, and you will see some exceptionally positive results within your own frame of reference, within your own mind. But just be careful when Buddha is Vakri, Buddha is retro. At that time, just hold your thought. New ideas will come. Be more creative. Learn a new language. Do something to expand your knowledge and wisdom. Follow the path of enlightenment and seek the truth. Because this is the time when you might have a golden touch, but one wrong move and that power will convert into something destructive. So don't let Jupiter and Mercury play with your mind. Think analytically and don't jump to any conclusion. Don't be judgmental about yourself or anybody, and don't be too harsh on yourself also. Don't waste your time. Time management will be a big problem. Manage your time, food, and your day-to-day activity in a way that you can follow the path of maximum productivity. Capricorn Ascendant. For you, Mercury rules your 6th and 9th house. Somehow it controls karma, the prarabdha karma, and your dharma. And when this planet goes exalt in the 9th house, karma becomes your dharma. It's a good time for people who are devoted towards their career, who believes in doing things and not focusing on the outcome, the final result. Yes, you should know what you're doing, but then as the Bhagwan Krishna says, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, we have the right to perform the action, but we are not supposed to think about the results of the action. That is on God. So do your duty, do your karma, fulfill your dharma. This is a good time to go for a pilgrimage, visiting a place of spiritual interest, increasing your spiritual vibrations. This is also the time when luck will favor you and you will overcome your problems, your hurdles. It's a good time for higher education. Students who are willing to go 1 mile extra, this is a good time so that you can plan your next step, your higher education. It is also a brilliant time for people who really want to, go into your core area of interest, say in your career, and you can follow your passion. But yes, you will face stiff competition. You will face criticism. Because this is 6th house, and because this is also in trine with Saturn, Buddha is in trine with Shani, which is in your 1st house, it needs a lot of reforms. Now, try to observe it like this. The 1st house has Saturn, the 5th house has Mars, the 9th house has Mercury. This means complete, I will say, breakdown of your life, and you will have to go microscopic in order to fix issues. And this is the time when you can actually implement such kind of steps that will recover you from some deep-seated, deep-rooted problems in your life. Chant Ganesh Kavach, and if you're really stuck, you can chant Gajendra Moksha during this time. It's a time of recovery. It's a time where your trust on God will develop. Things will go in the right direction, and you will see that whatever efforts you have made from such a long time will now show some positive side, some positive result. There will be movement in your life. You won't feel stuck. You will feel that things are now working in your favor, and you should thank universe, show gratitude and humbleness during this time of Mercury transit. It's an exceptional transit for you after a very long time. A Mars and Mercury transit is bringing much needed relief. Aquarius Ascendant. For you, Mercury rules your 5th house and 8th house. Now, this is a very unique formation of Mercury because on one side, Mercury rules your past life positive karma. It rules your core strength. On the other hand, it also rules the instability of the life. So, Buddha, in your case, has the capacity to stabilize your life and make your life more productive, or completely focus on just problem solving and chronic issues. So you are also prone to skin and autoimmune diseases. You have to take care of your health when Mercury will be in your 8th house, especially when Mercury is retrograde. Some old issue, some age-old problem can pop up once again, and something that you have buried in the past and you thought will never haunt you can haunt you once again. Check your papers, your taxation, your insurances, and try to be more protective and defensive during this time. Now, I cannot ignore the position of Saturn, which is in the 12th house, when I'm trying to focus on this Buddha, this Mercury. Because Mercury and Saturn are in trine, and it is in the 8th house. Mercury is in the 8th house and Saturn is in the 12th house. Now, when you are focusing in such a formation, you try to understand that when Saturn, which is already retrograde, and when Mercury will become retrograde, when these two planets are retro, 8th and 12th house are focusing two retrograde planets. So definitely something is happening in your Trika Bhava, which means you will have to be extra cautious, especially for matters related to real estate investment, agriculture sector, metals, foreign export and import, any customs, taxation. You will have to be careful how your business partner is operating. You will have to be careful whom you are listening to, whose advice you are taking. So basically, you will have to be more and more analytical. You will have to focus more towards finding the right solution, getting the right ingredient. Yes, Jupiter in the second house will help you. But then, if you are egoistic and if you're not ready to change, if you're not ready to mend your ways, you may face some difficult situation in your life, especially in the areas of marriage and relationships. With your in-laws also, you can find that the relationship is becoming more and more difficult. But on the contrary, if something is already bad, a retrograde planet can help you recover. It is like a slingshot. It takes you one circle more. There is an extra effort, and if you take that extra mile, if you take that extra effort, you will see that you will push in the right direction. So don't give up. Have never give up attitude in this Mercury transit. It's a transit that wants you to focus on your pain areas and then secure your life. This is an absolutely non-risk taking time for Aquarius ascendant and moon sign. Pisces ascendant. Once again, it's a golden time for you. Lagna Lord is in Lagna, Jupiter in the sign of Pisces, and Mercury, which rules your 4th and 7th house, is in the 7th house. This Mercury and Jupiter aspecting towards each other will bring a lot of positive energy in your home and in your personal life. It's a very good time to think about a new business, probably a business with your family member, joining your ancestral business. It's a good time to strike a new partnership. It's a good time to try to accommodate and adjust to a surrounding that you are in right now and you are trying to reject it. See, this Mercury and Jupiter is more about assessment, analysis, and it is not about rejection or acceptance. Acceptance and rejection will come later, but first try to adapt. The more adaptive you are to the circumstance you are in, the better your life will become. Otherwise, too much of rigidity will only give you losses. Remember the sun journey, the prarabdha karma journey for you. It is in the 6th house, then 7th house, and then 8th house. So definitely it is going to impact your personal life, your relationship with people, how you handle criticism. If you are into social media, you will have to be less emotional and more practical. The more practical you are, the better your career will be, the better your life will be. Definitely, when Mercury goes in the 7th house, it is like mind going in the place of heart. 4th and 7th house is more about emotions. And when Mercury goes there, definitely it is like you might have misplaced emotions, misplaced communication, especially during the time of retrogression of Buddha. Be careful. Whenever you are committing something, whenever you are speaking something, take some time and don't overcommit anything. Check for consequence of your action before making a statement. Try to speak less but be more effective, especially if communication is something that you need right now that can help you in your career. Overall, it's a positive time. You will see growth in your finances, but there can be unnecessary expenses. Maybe you are trying to impress somebody or you are trying to compare yourself with somebody else. A comparison is not a good thing currently. You need to focus inward, you need to focus on yourself, and you need to grow. Grow in a manner that you are rising, but you are also learning from the circumstance. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam, going to a Ganesha temple, and praying to Lord Ganesha are some of the ways by which you can manifest your emotions, manifest your desire, and also safeguard your interest. Overall, It's a life-changing time. It's again like Sagittarius for Pisces. Kendra Lord is in Kendra. It's a brilliant time for you. One more angle you must take a look. Mars is in your third house. Mars in the third house is Digbali in the sign of Taurus. So it gives you all the courage and strength to take matter in your own hand. But this can be a drawback because when you will have to apply your heart and emotion, you can go cold and start a war. Just keep that difference, be more creative, and be alert how you are dealing with people and how you are managing your relationships. Your employees can go against you, so think about employee welfare. Don't try to go into any fight or any kind of argument with your brother or brother-in-law. Overall, otherwise, it's a very good time for you. Just pray to Narayana, like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and he will set everything right.